Gene Dumanian was the assistant producer to Lorne Michaels. And when Lorne left after the 5 years, Gene Dumanian took over. And my recollection, I think I mentioned that earlier, we went into close to March, and we're not supposed to finish until May. And we had another 8 shows. And then I think I'm being repetitious. I thought I mentioned that earlier. We had like a mini strike or something, graphics. And so we were held up on doing our shows in the month of March. So we didn't do any in March. April was coming up. And we had the remaining 8 shows. And they couldn't do it because the max that they could do is 3 shows a month, which is difficult for the writers, for material. So they would like 2 shows a month to do, once in a while. Like even this year coming up, I think you have one that's going to have 3 shows. They prefer 2. So that year, 81, when they couldn't accomplish it because didn't have the time. And that's when Dick Ebersole stepped in as the producer, and he had a couple of assistants, namely the writer Michael O'Donoghue. It was his idea to get rid of Don Pardo, because that was it. They were going to fold up and use repeats. Now that you're bringing back a little recollection. Then they decided, we'll call it a disaster year, and we'll come back in the fall with new scenery, a few new, I think they got this episode. She came in. They had a couple of new cast members, and I guess it was Michael O'Donoghue's idea. And what he wanted to do was to have me fired on the air. And Lorne Michaels, not Lorne, but Dick Ebersole said, no, we're not going to, we can't do that. So then I remember Dick Ebersole when he told me in June, and I never had any written contracts annually the way I do now. I didn't. I just assumed, I'm there. You don't want me, I'm out of here. That's it. Or if I want to leave, I quit and tell you where to go. So it didn't faze me at all. But Dick Ebersole he later told me, he says, I was surprised. I thought you'd get nasty, like, what do you mean? After all these years, what do you mean? So didn't go into it.